What's up, babe? Welcome back to my channel. My name is Maya, if this is your very first time here. Today, we are going to be doing a smoky eye tutorial. I felt like right at the beginning of fall was a perfect time to do this for you guys, to show you how to do a smoky eye for those of you who are beginners, and just the best practices that I like to use to make it look the best that we can. A lot of you guys have been requesting this, so I got you. Before we hop into it, please make sure that you hit subscribe below if you have not yet, so that you are updated when new videos come out. Also, make sure that you hit that notification bell as well, so that you are updated when new videos go up. All right, y'all, let's do it. All right, so you guys are witnessing a refilm right now. I don't want to talk about it, don't ask. But I filmed this video a couple of days ago trying to get ahead of the game, and that footage was just not it. I even put it on my story that I filmed it, so I was like, okay, Maya, you gotta do the video because you already put it out on your story. But y'all, look, I'm serious about y'all. That look just was not what it needed to be up close. It looked cute in like pictures and on my story with a little filter on it, but she wasn't it. So here we are about to do it again. So I did do my brows already. It's fine. And I'm going to put my natural like concealer color at the top of this, and I'm just gonna put a little bit because you guys know when I go into a different kind of base on my lid, I like to make sure that I put the natural color towards the top so that you get that natural ombre. The very first thing that we need to do is prime the eye, but we cannot use a lighter concealer or a white primer for the eye, for a smoky eye. So usually I will go into my P. Louise base, but we can't do this today because we're doing a dark eye, and this will kind of mess a whole situation up, sis. You don't want to use nothing light. So we're going to use a cream eyeshadow base that is similar to the color of the lid shade, the powder lid shade that we're going to put on top of it. This is going to help it not to crease, not to change in discoloration like within the crease and areas where it's uneven. We don't want that to happen. This could be done with cream shadows. I do have this cream shadow from Colourpop, which I did try out before I went into the one I actually used, but it does have like some shimmers in it, and I might use like a little smidget of some just because I did it over here. You can see some gold specks, so I'm just gonna do that just because I messed it up over there, just to kind of, you know, get some gold specks on this side too. But it was way too light. If you can see, I just put it on my eye. It's so super light. I ended up using these Cupid arrows from Nabla, and this one you guys know I always use as a lip liner, but it actually is a multi-use pencil, and it's just like a cream pencil. So if you have like a really creamy eyeliner or a really creamy like lip liner, if you don't like have a cream shadow or like an actual cream color to put on the lid as a primer, then you can use something like that. And I am just going to cover my lid with this. This one is in arrow number 2. So I'm going to cover up my lid with this, just that regular like oval shape. And I probably should have blended this down first of all. Hold up, y'all. It's okay. Sometimes we just make mistakes. Let me just blend this first. Act like I did this before we start putting on that primer. Now I'm going to continue to just put it right on my lid area. I might take it a little bit outside of it, but I want to keep it literally right there on the lid and not too much far out. And towards the edges of this, I'm not making it super sharp because we're about to blend that out. Then I'm gonna take a blending brush, and this is just a Morphe blending brush. It doesn't have a name. I think it came with like a certain collection, but this is what it looks like. And I'm just going to blend around the edges of this. Since that's essentially what we're gonna do with the powder shades as well, we want that to be underneath too. A lot of you guys have asked, like, how do you use like a black eyeshadow base or a darker eyeshadow base? This is how. You want to use it underneath dark colors because it will help with creasing, it'll help with discoloration, it will make everything nice and smooth and stay nice and dark. Another big thing about smoky eyes, I feel like, is that you want to make sure you don't spread the deeper shade too far out, because that's a real quick way to have a muddy mess, and we don't need no muddy messes. We're gonna do the same thing with the deeper shade, the powder shade, but you want to place that color just right there. Use your brush to blend out the edges, but still don't blend it out so much that it goes too much up or goes too far out. So today I wanted to use a palette that I feel like a lot of us have. So we are going to go into our Jackie Aina by Anastasia Beverly Hills palette, and we are going to be using Credit for our lid. So with a flat shader brush, I am just going to dip into Credit, and we are just going to place it right over the eyeshadow base in patting motions. And I'm doing the exact same thing, going in that same like upside down U shape to apply this on the eye. We don't want to like I said, bring it too far up or too far out. You kind of just want to leave it there so that you have more control of where the color is going. From there, I'm going to take the same brush that I used to blend out the cream shadow or the cream base, just to soften the edges of this before we blend it out into a different color. But we're making sure that we are keeping it in that area. It ain't all the way up here, it ain't all the way up there. And of course, it's different for everybody who has different eye shapes. But we just want to make sure that we are keeping it in a minimal space. That way we have more control of where it goes later. I'm going to take a similar brush, like a blending brush, and dip into edges. And we're going to use this to go around the edges of Credit. No pun intended. And in circular motions, I'm just going literally right around the edge of Credit and blending it into Credit and blending while also blending it out into like the skin area. And do you see how we almost have like a halo of that color around it? We want to just go back and forth and make sure everything is blended, because right now it's not looking as blended as we want to. If you want to work around the edges, go ahead and wipe your brush off or get another brush or cleaner brush and just start to buff it out into the skin without going into the darker shade. And then I'm gonna go back into the darker shade area to just work with it and just make sure that it blends out the way you want it to. So I'm gonna go in with a clean blending brush, more of a fluffier brush, and just go around the edges of this just to make sure everything is nice and blended and seamless. You wanna make sure that this one is clean because you don't wanna be bringing out a deeper shade or, you know, edges or Credit out into this part of the eye. You're kinda wanting to just make sure that ombre is there. I, on this eye, decided to like bring it up and do like a black ombre, kind of as like a smudged out wing. So the best thing to use for this is like a cream eyeliner that's like really soft, and I'm gonna be using the Urban Decay 24/7 Glide On Eye Pencil. This one is in the shade 0, which is black. On the edge, I'm essentially just gonna create a wing, and we already talked about wings last week, so I'm kind of just gonna do the exact same thing with this, but this is not as sharp actually as I want it to be, so I'm just taking my time to pull it out. And I'm gonna sharpen it up too with the makeup wipe once I'm done. And then I'm just gonna bring it in this way, and we're gonna smudge it out here in a minute. I'm only bringing it like right on the edge of the eye, not even all the way to the middle, just right here. I'm gonna go ahead and take my makeup wipe just to make this nice and sharp. And then with a shader brush, I'm gonna dip into a black eyeshadow. So this is a matte black, which is in the Amrezy palette, and it's BK right here. And with the shader brush, and this one is a Morphe M508, but this is the shape of it that you need to be using, nice and small. And I'm just gonna press that shade right over that eyeliner. And then what I'm gonna do is start to blend it up into the brown shade. You can even go back and forth with a brush with Credit just to make sure it is a seamless blend. Then from there, either going in with a makeup wipe or going in with some concealer will just clean this up and make it look a lot sharper and get the look that you're going for. And then to prep my lashes for my fall season, I'm going into my NARS Climax Extreme Mascara. And then we gonna pop on our lashes and we go on with the drama today, if you have not noticed. And this is from Tati Lashes in TL10. And it is a very thick and dramatic lash that tapers from one side to the other. It's so much easier for me to apply lashes with my talons. Now I got my little nails done, girl. It's a lot easier as I struggle to put it on. Look at me. We are smoked out today and I am feeling it. For the face, let's go into the Laura Mercier Pure Canvas Primer. This one is the protecting primer, so it does have an SPF in it. My moisturizer this morning did not have SPF. Usually I'll use my Fenty one, which has SPF in it, but no, we're gonna use this one. I like my little old school curls today. It actually just ended up being that way, and I was like, you know what, let's not get rid of them today, let's just let it sit. This is how they always end up, and I always like move it to look not like this. But this side is even crazier on accident, and I actually am really feeling them today. For foundation today, I think I want to use my NARS Sheer Glow. With the matte eyes, I kind of want, and we're probably going to have a matte lip too. I kind of want to bring a little bit more of a luminous feel to the skin. It's probably not going to be super duper luminous once I set it with powder. But that's beside the point. I don't know, sometimes I feel like it's just important to like try to balance things out between like matte and more of a luminous feel when you are doing your face, because you don't want it to be super matte, or you don't want everything to be super glowy if you're going for a glowy look. So I feel like doing that might help to balance us out just a little bit. Y'all, when I tell y'all all I've been doing when I'm not like filming or editing is watching Girlfriends. I've been watching that show like crazy, y'all. And it's so crazy because it low-key feels like I've never seen the show before. Of course, we know like different scenarios and stuff that happen, but you forget like, you know, like details. When that show first came out, I was like maybe like between 11 and like being a teenager. And girl, could nobody relate to them situations back then. I could not relate, but now, girl, I have been like vicariously living through them because I like get it, you know? Me and Joan shared a tear earlier this week, sis. Just because it's like now I am their age that they were then, like in the show. So it's like, wow, I get it, sis. I get it. And it just makes it even more enjoyable and even funnier now too. That's a random, y'all know I just be talking about random stuff. We're gonna contour first today. I actually didn't really want to contour, especially with the heavy eye. And I think we're gonna do more of a heavier lip today too. So I think I wanna go for more of like a bronzed type of, like a cream bronzer type of thing. And the ones that I love the most is the Fenty Beauty concealer, which is in 480. It's a very red tone. And then the Soul Body Bronzing Balm. Been loving that. But in fact, let me pull that out too. So this is that bronzing balm, but I can't find my shade. Usually I'm in deep. This is dark, but I don't see it right now, and I ain't gonna waste time trying to find it. But I'm gonna go ahead into the Fenty Beauty one, and it's just gonna give us like a more of a like a bronzy type of contour. I guess it's not really a contour. It's more of like I said, it's like a cream bronzer situation. I really, to be honest, I need to go to Sephora, like real bad, so that I can actually buy real cream bronzers and use those. Y'all, I'm horrible. There's a nice long list of stuff at Sephora that I feel like I need to go and get. A lot of Fenty Beauty products, as well as some Pat McGrath. Some of you guys have been asking me about Pat McGrath products, and I have never tried Pat McGrath. So I do want to like go and splurge, like splurge on some Pat McGrath soon. I know she has a new collection coming out, and I really want to try that. So that might be like my first purchase from them. Do you guys see how this is not a deep contour? It's just kind of adding kind of a redder tone, deeper redder tone around the perimeter. And I feel like that's good, you know, because we're not doing too much with the eyes. It's full glam, but we still like to, you know, balance it out a little bit. For concealer, I am gonna go into my Laura Mercier. Apparently we're using more higher end face products today. This is my Laura Mercier Flawless Fusion Concealer. This is in the shade 5N. This particular shade I love because I feel like it's a mix between like the lighter shades I like to like accentuate with, and like my normal concealer shade is a little bit lighter than normal, but I don't know, I just really love this shade. And we going full glam, sis, so we piling her on to really create some highlighted areas. And I might even highlight here too today, especially since we didn't contour a whole lot. I just want to still add a little dimension to my cheekbones. You know, when you do this, you want to kind of go towards the edge of your mouth. That's how it's going to look the most natural. And I was going to go ahead and blend this out. One color combination that I'm super excited to do this season is like forest green looks, girl. And I just got some palettes in that have like some green in it. I am really excited about that. I love green. Green used to be my favorite color. And y'all want to know why green was my favorite color? Y'all remember the movie Stomp the Yard and Megan Good in there? I used to wear my hair just like Megan Good, y'all, and people used to think I looked like her. I actually got mistaken for her back in the day one time. Y'all gotta see me with the short hair, honestly, back then. But anyway, I was obsessed with her back then, and in that movie, her favorite color was green. So I was like, my favorite color is green. That's so stupid. Yeah, I know to soften up some of these lines, I'll go into my foundation brush to get rid of lines of demarcation. Kind of just brings us back or creates that ombre of the forehead. Sponge, just go over our harsh lines and make them better. I'm gonna take this sponge as well. This is Thrive Cosmetics. I talked about it in my last video. And just blend this out. And I'm going back into the brush that I used for the Fenty and just kind of buffing over it to make sure we still have it there, but to make sure there's no lines of demarcation. For powder today, I want to use a powder that I don't use most of the time. This is my Lock-It powder from KVD Vegan Beauty. And I'm gonna get rid of my creases and go ahead and set my concealer. And y'all know when my deeper skin ladies are working with these super light, bright powders, this, pat it in. Don't be trying to bake and stuff initially. Just pat it in, set it. That's how you avoid a flashback, is when it's like sitting right on top of the skin or right on top of the product. We want to blend it into the product. Then I'm setting the rest of the face with my Mercier medium deep powder, just to kind of get rid of some shine on the face and just bring us back. My lips are super dry, and I don't like having like foundation and stuff on my lips, so I'm gonna put something on my lips. And you guys, matter of fact, my niece, this is from my niece's cosmetic line, but it's called BabyDolls Cosmetics. I'm gonna leave the link to her site as well as her Instagram in the description box, so you guys can check out her stuff. Young, beautiful black girl out here trying to do her own thing. So y'all make sure y'all check her out. She has some really, really cute lip glosses, different colors. They're super, super affordable. So even for you, or if you have daughters or younger girls that you know, definitely point her in my niece's way. Well, I just needed something for my lips, and it's super conditioning too. I think she used this like different oils and stuff to make your lips nice and popping, but also nice and smooth and hydrated, and I love it. Before we get to the under eye, the last thing I want to do for the face is to go over the cream bronzer with a powder bronzer. This is from Nabla in the shade Profile, and I'm not so much setting, I'm just kind of just reinforcing the bronze. So on the under eye, what we really want to do is create an ombre effect, but we also don't want to look like a raccoon. So the first thing I'm gonna do is go back into the smudger brush that I use with BK from Amrezy, and I'm going to create a very thin black line right on the edge of the eye. Because what we don't wanna do, like I said, is look like a raccoon, and we wanna create an ombre, and this is our first one. So you just wanna make sure that it is nice and thin. Next, I'm going back into Jackie Aina, and I'm gonna go into Credit with a small like pencil brush. And very lightly on the outside of BK, I'm putting this color. I feel like the success of this part has everything to do with your tools, making sure they're the right size, you know, and the right like situation, because the wrong tools will turn this into a raccoon situation real quick. Then I'm gonna take kind of a bigger shader smudger brush and go into edges, just a smidget, and blend it out at the bottom. And this is all about making sure you don't grab too much product. So from there, what I want to do is make sure that I line the bottom lash line with black, but I'm gonna keep it literally right on the waterline. And I'm using the same Urban Decay one that I use for our wing. I'm gonna pop on the NARS mascara, and those eyes are done. For highlight today, I wanna go into my Colourpop Some Like It Hot Super Shock Chic. Super Shock Cheek. There we go. And I'm going to use this just to highlight in our normal areas. And y'all know we definitely have to add a little inner corner highlights to this situation. And the brush I'm using for my cheeks, this is a Sigma Soft Blend 20 brush. Okay, y'all, so it's probably very obvious, but my ring light just died on me. And I'm a little irritated by it now. Because I have so much more stuff I need to film today and tomorrow. Anyway, okay, it's fine. It's okay, it's fine. I can't believe this just happened to me. Okay, we're gonna get through it. It's fine, it's fine. So for lips, I wanted to kind of do something that kind of matched with the eyes. I have these lipsticks from Mercier, and I think I want to go into the deeper one. It's called Plum Noire. This is from their Rogue Essential collection. See, yeah, that's like the exact shade of the eyes, and that's what I wanted to use. When I filmed this a couple days ago, I was using a different shade, but I was like, I know I can find something better. And I think this is it. I don't want to take it all the way. So I think I'm gonna mix it with a lighter shade. And this one is in New Prefier. Now I'm just applying this in the middle just to kind of give us, not really an ombre, but just to bring it a little bit lighter. I think I like it. It's like a monochromatic type of fall look. And I think it's super cute. If I didn't have lipstick all on my teeth. Lord. Okay, so I just changed my mind just a little bit. On the inside instead, I'm going in with the Cupid's arrow, which, you know, guys, I showed you those earlier, what we use to prime the eye. And I'm going into the lighter one, and this one is in arrow number 1. So I wanted the lip to be more pink in the middle to help to balance out the eye. And I think I love it. All right, y'all, let's wrap this up. All right, babe, so that wraps it up for our tutorial today of the smoky eye and a matching lip. I hope you guys really enjoyed it. If you did, please make sure that you give me a big thumbs up, comment below and let me know what your thoughts. Also, make sure that you hit subscribe below if you have not yet, and I'll see y'all next time. Bye.